Hey Real Schoolers, something a little different this time. It's another one of those tag videos. This is the secret life of a YouTuber. So I guess this is the secret life of Real School? First things first, I'm not going to answer the questions just yet. I'm going to say that I'm almost at the 2,500 subscriber mark. I'm about 6 subscribers away, which is great. I want to thank everybody for their support and all the new subscribers that have come in the last little while. My question to you is, should I do a Q&A video? I always find them a little self-serving. I don't really like talking about myself. No, that's not true. I love talking about myself, but quite frankly, I don't know if it's something you guys are interested in. So, if you are, in the comment section below, write a question. Give me something that you want to see, and if I get enough responses, if I get enough questions, I'll do a Q&A video. But on to the Secret Life of YouTube video tag, let's answer some of these questions. I've been on YouTube since about 2009. Now, Real School in the incarnation that you see it has only existed almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in December. So really, when I started to get into it and started to produce movie reviews and all that kind of fun stuff, I think that was December of 2010. In fact, I think my very first review was Tron Legacy. I don't know. I probably stop when it stops becoming fun, or when I stop having time for it. I guess when you have a baby, things start to change. So I think probably when I start having kids, I probably don't have enough time to really do movie reviews. Although I've seen people who obviously have kids who do movie reviews on YouTube anyway, so I really don't know when I would stop doing it. Best thing about being on YouTube, as a teacher, I will say that the kids that I teach from grade 7 all the way to grade 12, or as you say in America, 7th grade to senior, I don't know, they think it's kind of cool. And so you kind of earn street cred right off the bat, the fact that, holy crap, my teacher's got a YouTube channel and he's on Twitter and Vine and stuff like that. I'd say the best thing though is really the community of YouTube, the people that I've met through it who have similar interests. It's a lot of fun talking to, you know, my people, the people who get geek culture and film and really seeing what everybody thinks about some things and what they don't like about certain movies and what they do like. But I'll talk more about the community in another question. I think the worst thing has to be trolls. I mean, they are the worst examples of humanity out there. I really believe that. There's a certain level of anonymity with YouTube. Not if you're a YouTuber, because you're really putting yourself out there, but people who comment and don't necessarily, you know, vlog or put out videos, they get really bold and really brave. And of course, they say things that they would never say to you in person. I hope there aren't people out there that would say this kind of crap to others in person. But the fact of the matter is, they're so brave when they're hiding behind their computer. I actually really hate that. I think it's not only cowardly, but it's obviously rude. A perfect example, and I showed this on my Facebook page not too long ago, was a guy basically said, "I don't like you and I don't like your channel." And that comment came out of nowhere. And it was one of those things like, "Thank you for your feedback, sir." Like, you honestly, I just don't even know how to deal with that. Because if someone were to walk up to you in person and say, "I don't like you and I don't like the way you're dressed," what would you say to that person? So you really only get it on YouTube. And I really think it's the worst thing people can do or say to one another. I have worse examples. If you want to know about worse examples of trolls, I'll tell you, maybe in my Q&A video. Thumbnail options, one or two tops. I go through movie posters for the most part. Otherwise, if it's something like night school that I've done before, or one of my tutorials, I always create my own thumbnails. When it's a movie review, it's really easy. I find a poster or some sort of art that I like for the movie. I put my logo on it, and then that's it. When I first started doing YouTube and I first started getting into it, there's a vlogger called Tessa Violet who went by Mika Kitty back in the day. She's younger than I am. She was always 18, so it's okay. She's not only a gorgeous girl, but she is insane, and I kind of dig that. And so I would say that's the closest thing I had to a crush. But realistically, how can you say, you know, I have a crush on somebody? It's like having a crush on a celebrity. You just basically never think it's going to happen anyway. So it's not a crush so much as I respect you and you're also hot. Who's on my collab list? I would say Tony, the amazing Tony from Black Critic Guy, who tagged me to do this video in the first place, who's been very supportive ever since we met. We met because we were both up for the same award. At one point, I ended up winning. But Tony, could have easily won. He's got a great support base, a lot of amazing subscribers who have kind of jumped over to Real School a little bit because basically Tony said, hey, listen, Real School's awesome. That's a guy I haven't made a video with who I would very much like to. One guy that I would say, who's also named Tony, has a channel called Every Frame a Painting, and I think if there were two channels that were similar when it came to really dissecting film and the art of film and the process of film, it would be his channel, who does it tremendously, and Real School. And I think that's what separates myself from other movie reviewers, is I like to really dissect the art and the process of film rather than just say, hey, I'm your average guy and I like this movie because I like to get a little more in depth, and I really respect that guy over there, and I would love to do a collaboration with him because it's kind of educational, which is what Real School kind of started as. What am I wearing on my bottom half? Those. I find that funny. I never like the talking head. I never like, hey, I'm a floating torso. This is what I think about things. I always like that close-up and then the jump back, and some people have said that they don't like that in my videos, but I'm always here, so I'm never naked. I hit record about 24 to almost 36 hours after seeing a movie. I really like to write my reviews. I like to really process the movie. I think about it, I do research, I come up with funny jokes, hopefully you think it's funny, and then I put it all together. And so writing my episodes usually takes at least a day. How do I feel about the YouTube community / culture? Community I love, for the most part. I have never met a diva on YouTube. I've never met anybody who's just like, doesn't have the time. There are certain people who are so busy with the reviews, I'm saying movie reviews, or just their videos, that they may not have enough time to really get back to you, but I don't think they're being rude. I just think they're being busy because this is their livelihood. But the community is usually very warm. And I found that there are guys even like the Schmoes Know, if you've seen their movie reviews, they've gotten back to me and they've talked to me a few times, and in terms of subscription base, they're like, the top echelon, and I'm peanuts down at the bottom. And they've made time for me a couple times, which is really nice. So I love that kind of community. And like I said, I really like meeting people who like the same things I do. So the community is great. In terms of the culture, it's just like the internet in general. You will find things that are an amazing resource. You find things that are educational and fun. And then you find the trash. My secret to a successful channel. I'll let you know when I'm successful, or maybe more successful. That's not why I do it, and I think that's important too. If you want to become famous, there are easier ways than YouTube. Not many easier ways, but there are easier ways. But the fact is, you gotta do it for the right reasons, and so, it depends on what you see as successful. And I really like the fact that 2,500 people subscribed to me when they didn't need to. There's 2,500 people who basically said, every time you have something to say, I want to hear it. They don't get paid anything for it. That's kind of an honor that 2,500 people want to hear what I have to say. That's successful enough for me, I think. Who do I tag? Well, first of all, Tony at Black Critic Guy, the Black Critic Guy. Thanks for tagging me in this. I don't have a lot of other friends on YouTube that I really want to tag because most of them have already done this. So I will say Jimmy Stellar, another great Canadian critic, go ahead and do this. Jim at Movie Rewind, go ahead and do this. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go see Tony at Black Critic Guy, see the guys that Agree to Disagree, go see Kat at Comic Uno, go see Marlene at I Like Comics Too. That's about it. But before I go, remember, if you want to see a Q&A video from Real School, 2,500 of you out there, I hope at least half of you do, write a question in the comment section below, a question that I didn't answer in this. This was all, fun YouTube stuff. But you want to really get to the nitty-gritty of who Michael Wynne Johnson is, or who Real School is, or what made it, whatever the question, go ahead and write it in the comment section. I will try to do it, I guess, as soon as I break 2,500 subs. So get your questions in fast and furious. Vote early, vote often. Oh, you're not voting, whatever. Write your questions down, and I'll try and do it very soon. But until then, School's out.